Hello, guys. Welcome to the Woman's Game. Okay, yes. Winona, for real, again, Winona, again. Okay, so I was gonna say you guys forgive us. Yes, we on the back of our car, but we did a career day today, and our wonderful guest still wanted to come on, so that was exciting. So we got to do career day, and hopefully these angles don't make me look fat.
Oh, so you're really gonna explain everything? See, I guess I should have waited. Oops.
See, look at you stealing for no reason. Stealing for no reason. It's almost as bad as Winona. If you ever go out with Winona, she's like one of the cheapest people you ever want to know. And so, like, if you are going somewhere and you're like, okay, Winona, bring gas money, she always got $2 for you, though. What gas is $2? You got, what gas is $2?
And 32 cents. That is 1 gallon.
1 gas is $2.
And I consider myself to be skinny, so I'm only using 1 gallon. The other section is for you or anyone else driving.
I mean, if we're going from Washington, D.C. to like Atlanta, she has $2 for you.
No, I got 4. I have 4 for that. Because I assume I'm using 2 gallons.
Whatever. So anyway, I had to throw some shade at Winona because she's always throwing shade at me.
Can I explain
Unwarranted.
why? Wait,
unwarranted.
I'm going to explain why she's throwing a force of shade at me today. See, we went out, and for the first time ever, we had a celebrity experience that was unwanted. We got videotapes.
Yes, we did.
Leaving a tip.
But it was all good because Winona only ever has $2, and I always have the rest of the tip money. Yeah. She is like the cheapest person you ever want to know. So for all you waitresses, bartenders, and everyone out there, if you see Winona alone,
walk on.
If I'm with her, I get like a 25% tip.
All right. So we actually did banter with a purpose today. By the way, introduce us.
Oh, I'm Jade.
And I'm Winona. And we are 2 of the members of the And I Thought Ladies. We told our guests that we would take 2 minutes of banter, but we had to explain that whole thing.
Yes.
So moving on.
Okay, we do the And I Thought series, and I thought divorce was bad with other life lessons, and I thought being grown up was easy, and I thought, what?
That's the whole title now. Keep going.
See, now you made me lose it, and I thought I could juggle it all, and I thought I did my journey alone, and I thought I had it all figured out. A fiction episode 1, so it's like a little pilot script thing that we made into a book because we're just cool like that.
Well, hey, look, I thought I wanted to write a script. This company came out with automatic script writer. I wrote it, sent it to someone, and they were like,
so much more.
So much more work. So I said, forget it. I'll turn it into a book.
And it's a really cool book, you guys, but that's a fiction. And just know that when you think life is all figured out, that's when everything happens.
Available on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, and WeThought.com, where we put doctor script in because I'm not a chicken, so therefore I don't do chicken scratch. So says the narcissist, so it is accepted.
Hashtag realism.
We have a wonderful guest.
We do have a wonderful guest. And wonderful guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Stephanie Dool, and I am an author and a television producer, and my new book is On a Lark by Stephanie Dool.
Nice! Okay, wait, you're a television producer?
Yes.
Okay, no, I'm skipping right over that.
Okay, so
let's talk about your book.
Which came first? Did you get into television, or you always knew you just wanted to be a writer?
Well, I always had this thought in the back of the head that I was going to be a writer, but the television producing came first.
How is that different? And I'm so sorry that we're like harping on this, but I've never heard someone go from television to, I know they're people, but I've never interviewed one that went from television to books. Most people go from books to hoping on TV. And
well, for me, it's, producing for me was not a script writing gig. It was a producing gig. So everybody assumed if I was going to write, I'd be a script writer, but I don't, I wanted to write my novel. So I did one day.
Exactly.
The Writers Guild went on strike. There was no work. There was nothing else to do. It was time to say, okay, I swore I was going to write a novel. Write the darn novel.
Exactly. So tell us about the basis of your novel and how you came up with the idea. Did it just hit you one day, or did it have influence from your work?
It had influence, I think, from my childhood reading. But yes, it just hit me one day. So, both of them are fine. When I was a kid growing up, you read Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys and the Happy Hollisters and all that. And if you look at them now, we could talk about how dated and, racist and sexist and all of them that they are. And one day I just sort of had this thought that I was going, that Sid, who is the lead character, Sid Rubin, popped into my brain. And I was like, it's time to reboot that vibe. And that was where it came from.
How different is it to like buckle down and like write a novel solitaire when I believe, I do not know, but I know a few producers and they tell me that it's more of a group work. So did you miss your coworkers?
Well,
wait, don't answer the last one. Let's talk about solitaire and group work. We don't want this getting to anybody.
Well, no, but what I will say is that for me, in the process, I hear all the voices. Mm-hmm. So it's like having a group of coworkers. They're all arguing, they're all debating, they're all fighting for, for their lines and for where they fit in. And so it's kind of the same thing as having all your coworkers with you. However, I will say you don't get the same amount of exercise.
Oh, that's so true. You exercise. Okay, first of all, before I go, I need to say one thing. I love your voice. It's like sultry, golden Hollywood style. And I'm going to stop referring to Hollywood after this. But it's just like when you started talking, I was like, what?
Okay.
Bette Davis?
No, she's my new best friend.
No, you should do audiobooks if you have time. I know you're busy, but if you have time, you have an audio voice.
You would not know this, but when I did my last show, which was a series, I was the supervising producer on a series called Haven. And
which we like.
am the voice of the radio dispatcher.
Oh, nice. By the way, that was one of the big reasons I was like, I'm going after you because you were a producer on Haven, and I was very intrigued by the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was good. It was that and Eureka that I loved, but you were a producer on what other show?
I did Dead Zone. I did Dresden Files.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So when I got into the car, right, because Winona and I are best friends, and she would just talk about the show, I was like, fine, I'm buying it. Amazon, fine. I have to watch it now because you've talked about it for like 3 months. Now I have to watch it.
It's now on Netflix.
It's now on Netflix. But
yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Well, I was gonna say that as writers, we always say that. We always say that there are characters in our head that just are screaming, and it kind of makes it sound a little weird. But I don't know. You always said you wanted to be a writer, but how did it feel like when you finally got those characters out of your head and like onto paper? Well, I mean, I know it was probably onto a laptop, but on the paper. How did it feel?
Well, the first book I wrote, actually the first 20, 25 pages of it really actually were on paper because I started it, I put it in a file, So that was by the time it came back and I actually worked on it, it was no longer paper. But those first 25 pages were actually on paper. And
I actually still write like that. I still write all my books like that, like on paper, and then I type. I'm sorry. You were saying.
No, so whoops. Sorry about that. Whoa, there you go. The problem when you talk with your hands and
we know that we do sign language over here, so we're holding real. We have our hands and fists like we're not signing today. We're not moving the camera. Go ahead.
Oh, that's funny. For me, the big thing was, when you finished it, it's a journey. And, and I say to people all the time, and because you write and you have your own words and all of that, when it's wrong. Like somebody will say,
right.
Oh, you put this in. It's like, no, they don't want to say that and everything. So when you finish it, you've told your story. And the first book, when I finished it, and I'm very proud of it, it's called The Carousel, and I am very proud of it. It is out again in a second edition, and it won a bunch of awards. So that's kind of cool. And people said, well, why don't you sequel that book? And I'm like, because it's not that kind of book. The story was told by the people who had to tell the story.
Exactly.
And I think, when I won the IPPY, and then when Bywater issued this book, Bywater Books is my press, that publishes on a LARP, and they came back and they said, would you do a reissue of The Carousel with us? And it was, it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling that the magic of that book lives on.
Exactly. And, I think it's great that you were like, no, those characters have one story. And I mean, to know when your characters are saying that's enough, and not just to try to stretch them and force them, because you can tell when some people are like, the characters are finished. They're tired and they're done. They quit on you. Like 2 to 4 books ago, they retired. But you are making them go show up to work, and we can tell. So thank you for the quality work.
And so I think a lot of authors we get stuck in this thing that for many years we didn't have money, or we had a job or whatever, and we're making money now with our book. And then when someone asks us to do another one, although we knew they only had one, you're just like, well, I could use the money. I mean, who can't use a little bit more money? Right. So, and you stretch it, and it's not as good, and it's not as awesome as it would be. And you made actually a brave choice.
Yeah, definitely brave choice. So I have 2 questions because I don't want to forget either, and I apologize. Hey, at least it's not my 3-point questions. Y'all stop looking at my broken nail. I know y'all can see it. Okay, so my 2 questions. Number 1 is, so do you have more pity for the screenwriters now? And then number 2, so since you didn't sequel Carousel, what is Lark about? I know what it's about, but I want you to tell the audience.
Okay, number 1, I'm going to jump back. I love the writers who work a writer's room. In television, a writer's room is a brutal business because television just eats script. And you know, the luxury of writing your own novel is that you have time. Mm-hmm. Particularly if you're not, you know, unless you're a big time writer who's got a deadline, you have time. You have time to sit at your desk. You have time to shape. You have time to say, never mind. You're writing an Hour of Haven. You know, you have days, and it has to be on point, and it has to be on deadline, and the pace is so brutal. So I have such respect for the people that work in that environment and do it well. You know, and that's from Matt McGinnis and Gab Stanton, who ran the writer's room in Haven, to, you know, an Aaron Sorkin, and the quality of what he puts out. I mean, it's remarkable. So I do have a great deal of love for them. Now, the second.
Okay, first and foremost, I know everyone says that they have a great deal of love, but I'm just like, your face is so smiley. It's not like I have a great deal of love for them.
I do.
It's like I really do deep down have a great deal of love for them. That's so awesome. I'm sorry. I want you to finish question number 2 because I have, oh my God, my head is exploding over here, and then Jade won't even get to say anything. Go ahead.
Oh, poor Jade.
It's okay. I'm used to it. She's my best friend. We've been doing this for years.
Okay. By the way, I'm stealing that entire gas money story for my next book. That's the best story I've ever heard.
Oh my God.
$2.36 because that's 1 gallon.
Yes, she will do it to you every time, and it's really funny. People are, aren't you angry? I was like, look, when you grow up with your best friend and you love your best friend, you already know they have $2, so you've already counted in your $25, $40 for the gas tank, and you know they're going to be like, here's $2 on it, thanks.
And if you haven't, well, we can't even discuss it.
Right.
So, that's exactly it. So I have to say, I'm swiping that. It's going to be somewhere in the next book. I don't know where.
Yeah. We're going to be like, that was us. We came for that.
Exactly. But on a LARP, thank you very much. Look at that. I'm holding the book again because I'm really good at this.
No, you plug.
On a LARP is, as I said, it's a takeoff. So it's the lead character, Sid Rubin, is a young lesbian brainiac geek nerd in her senior year of high school. And she has an entire posse of just diverse friends. And they all wind up stumbling upon a mystery as to what happened to this woman whose picture was in the paper. Because Sid says she knows that they were out LARPing. And LARPing, for those who might not know, is live action role playing. And live action role playing is kind of like going to a costume ball on steroids and living in it for 3 days. And it's an amazing art form because the people who LARP really create mythology and stories that go on for, in some cases, years and years and years on quests for different things. And there's no payment. It's not a monetary investment. It's an investment in storytelling as an art. And so to me, it's just an amazing art form. And so they wind up stumbling upon this and having their own set of beliefs about what happened and tracking the killer through a LARP.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I'm so sorry.
I know everyone out there is now going to pick up your book. Yep. And you're going to be like, number 1, best seller. New York bestseller. We're gonna be like, that was us. We're joking. It wasn't us. It was us. But we're gonna claim it anyway.
I'll go with it was you. I will absolutely go with it was you.
And then don't worry, because Winona will still just have $2 for you.
No, Winona's going to say she's got the $2 now. I didn't even have to bring it. She's a best-selling author.
Sure,
no, I might bring 50 cents because I want to contribute something. Come on. Okay. Thank you, people, for videotaping us at that restaurant.
Yes.
Because this entire thing would not have worked
without you guys.
Without you guys.
So thank you. And we weren't even cute that day, and that was terrible. It was like the worst day ever, and we were just trying to make our co-author laugh because her car had gotten broken into that day. They had like smashed out her windows, stole all her employees' purses and everything, and we were just trying to make her laugh because it's true. Winona does have $2 on everything, but we were just trying to make her have a good time, and I was like, really, this is how stars feel all the time. I'm glad I'm a star.
I'm so glad.
I have to say, I feel like I'm living in an American version of the British series Ab Fab. I'm having the best time.
Well, thank you for that compliment. I'm going to be like hashtagging that out now. That's right? Be like, yes, that's me. That's me.
All right, you guys. Unfortunately, we are on a tight schedule today because otherwise I would be here till like 11:30 and be like, no, just keep going. Just keep going.
So we
have to have you back.
Yes.
Do you have a third book coming out so that we?
Well, On a LARP is the first of a series. Thank you. It's the first of a series, the Sid Rubin Silicon Alley Mysteries, and it is a great deal of fun. And the cast of Sid, Imani, Jimmy, Vikram, and Ari would love to be meeting all of you.
Yay! Okay, now where can everyone find you? I need to stop.
Okay, well, the book is available on obviously on the Amazon and Barnes & Noble from my publisher, Bywater Books, your local bookstores. I can be found at stephaniedeuel.com, which is STEFANIDEOUL.com.
And she has a cool page.
And on Facebook.
And if you're not impressed by the Haven things, you'll be impressed by the rest of her entire website. It's really cool.
She's awesome.
Okay. So we are going to wrap this up then.
Yes,
so we are the End I Thought ladies, and I'm going to try wrapping it up since, I started and the narcissist in me requires.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Winona. Let me just put my feet up so I can be real relaxed as you mess up.
That is vote of confidence. Thank you. So we're the End I Thought co-authors, co-founders, and co-hosts of this show.
In the Women's Cave.
In the Women's Cave. And we also write books, and I thought being grown up was easy and the rest of that. Let's see what else.
The End I Thought series.
The End I Thought series, and you can find us on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com. And right, you can subscribe to our to our YouTube channel.
What? You remember? High five.
Yes.
High five.
Okay. I'm almost there. I think I got one more thing. And that's for me. Oh no, two things. For me, one is we do have a heart, so remember that ScarlettOurBlack.com is available because we are avid founders and board members of the Survivors of the Domestic Abuse Program. And number two, do not forget, you guys, April the 30th, you can see our entire life.
Not our entire life.
On the road. I was about to say that. So galas, premieres, European book tours, all of that stuff, and all the drama of the broken glass and oh my god, so much drama. First episode of Just Writing Life, because writing ain't boring, people. Writing ain't boring. So you can catch that on Roku TV, and it should be available on Amazon soon. All right, I think that's it. So go ahead and wrap us up.
Okay. See, I thought you were going to do it. So I just found my feet were all up. I was going to laugh at you when you messed about that.
No, I wasn't about to mess that up.
So just remember, you guys, that wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it. What?
High five. You got that right.
Number 4. I'm on a roll.
What? Okay. So peace and love
from Winona
and Jade.
Bye-bye, guys.